I've been working with the automotive industry for almost 30 years, and that has come about because I'm a recovering insurance litigator, and I had a very big trial for a continental automotive manufacturer, which we had a slam dunk on. It was a really big win. And at that time, that particular automotive company very much viewed the individual lawyer as their point of contact rather than any specific discipline. So having won a very big case for them on a reinsurance matter in the UK courts, they called me about 6 months later to say, we want to buy an automotive company in the UK. Could you do that for me? And you never say no. So I worked with my then corporate colleagues to acquire the company. And over the years, they gave me more and more corporate and commercial work right across the spectrum. The trial work for them and acquisitions for them, but distribution work, white label financing work, insurance work. So really quite a broad spectrum. And they would also ask me about sensitive employment matters. So before you know where you are, you're doing everything that an in-house lawyer would do for an automotive company. And you really, to use an automotive metaphor, you get under the hood and you see how the engine works. So it was a really great opportunity for me. And I guess like getting into any other industry, people that you work with in a particular company, they leave, they go and work for other automotive companies. They may be in the same functional areas, they may have promotions, but over the years, that meant that people who used to work for that original client went to work for other automotive companies. And before I knew it, my real problem was how to manage all the introductions I was getting whilst not being in conflict with anybody. So typically, I won't work in an identical or overlapping area for an automotive manufacturer unless I have both the client's consents. But I do have areas that are carved out. So I act for a truck client. That is not a competitor to any of my passenger vehicle clients. I act for some very high-end automotive clients that they are not a competitor to the more commoditized family car manufacturers, where I do act for, say, two manufacturers and they're in the same market sector and they're looking at the same type of project. Sometimes we can be very collaborative. So I have worked with multiple manufacturers who are clients where, for example, there is a tier one supplier that's becoming insolvent and they all realise they're going to lose access to that product because they may all buy the same product. It may be something to do with the drivetrain, for example, and they desperately need to keep that automotive supplier afloat while they try and work out how they're going to resource the parts. So I've done some really interesting insolvency restructuring to try and guarantee supply chains where, candidly, I've been working for 5 or 6 of the same clients on the same project because they have an identity of interest. Managing those conflicts and making sure that they can talk to you about absolutely anything and it stays within the firm and there's no conflict issue is absolutely fundamental.